Okay, so like, imagine, okay, ready for this. You're about to go into this life coach interview,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
You're like radiating calm confidence.
Yeah. Oh, I love that one.
Like you're not
Yeah.
just hoping to get the job.
Yeah.
You're ready to just nail it.
Yes.
That's what we're going for today.
Totally. And it really all boils down to being prepared, right? Like that's the key.
Yeah.
And that's what we're diving into today.
Go ahead.
We're going deep into what it takes to be not just a life coach, but a great one.
Okay.
And we're using RoleCatcher's career and interview guides to help us.
Perfect.
So
let's start with like the basics. What exactly does a life coach even do?
yeah.
According to RoleCatcher, because it feels like everyone and their grandma is calling themselves a coach these days.
Right. It's a very popular term.
Yeah.
But RoleCatcher really boils it down to the core of it.
Okay.
It's about guiding people
Yeah.
on this journey of self-discovery and growth, helping them unlock their full potential. And they highlight some key elements of this counseling goal setting and tracking progress.
Okay.
So it's not just about giving advice.
Right.
It's about really empowering people to create lasting change.
I like that. So it's more about facilitation than like dictation.
Exactly.
Okay. And speaking of potential, RoleCatcher mentioned that the demand for life coaches is like skyrocketing.
It's a booming industry.
Yeah. Something like an 8% increase over the next decade.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah. With all the growing awareness around mental health and well-being, this is a career that's going to stick around for a while.
Good to know.
So it's a good sign for anyone who's thinking about this path.
Okay.
But RoleCatcher doesn't just paint this rosy picture, you know.
Oh, really?
They're honest about it.
Okay.
They actually have this pros and cons list that is really refreshing because they acknowledge the emotional demands of this work, which is something to consider.
Oh, for sure. I can see how like being that supportive person for others could be draining if you're not taking care of yourself.
Absolutely. Self-care in this field is essential.
Yeah. Beyond just like bubble baths, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, we can come back to that a little bit later.
Definitely. We'll look at some of the resources that RoleCatcher recommends.
Okay, perfect.
But for now, let's tackle these interview questions head on.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Because remember, we're aiming for that quiet confidence, and practice makes perfect.
Okay.
RoleCatcher gives us 10 sample questions.
Okay.
So let's break them down.
All right. First question. What inspired you to become a life coach?
I think I would probably start by talking about like my passion for personal growth and how I've seen coaching really change people's lives.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
But interviewers want to know you're genuine. Not just throwing around buzzwords.
Right.
Try weaving in like a specific story.
Okay.
A moment that really made you want to help others.
It could be something personal. Or maybe you saw someone close to you overcome a challenge.
So instead of just saying, I like helping people,
Yeah.
I should share a story that shows I actually do.
Exactly. That makes your answer more powerful.
Okay.
And it shows you're not just in it for the money, but that you actually care about empowering people.
Okay.
And don't be surprised if they follow up with something like, can you tell me about a time you helped someone overcome a challenge?
Oh, gosh.
Have a story ready that shows off your coaching skills,
Okay.
even if it's not from a professional setting.
Okay. Got it. So less textbook, more real life.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm seeing that storytelling is important here.
It's key.
Okay. Next question. How do you approach developing a personalized coaching plan for your clients?
Ooh.
This feels more technical.
It is a bit more technical,
Yeah.
but don't let it scare you.
Okay.
Just break it down.
Okay.
First, emphasize that you understand that every client needs something different. You could say something like, I believe every client is unique, so I always start by really talking to them to understand their goals, their values, and their challenges.
So showing them I don't have a one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly.
Then how do I show that I have a process?
That's where you talk about your methodology.
Okay.
Do you use any assessments? Any specific frameworks?
Okay.
Do you work with your clients to set SMART goals?
Right. SMART goals.
Yes.
I read about those in the RoleCatcher Career Guide.
They're important.
Can you remind us what SMART stands for those who might not know?
Of course, SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
So it's like a framework for goals that are clear and you can actually track them.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they should align with the client's overall vision.
So by mentioning SMART goals, I'm showing I'm organized
Yes.
and I don't just wing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It shows you understand the importance of setting goals that are inspiring but also realistic.
Awesome. Okay, feeling more confident already. Next question. How do you help clients overcome limiting beliefs and self-doubt? Okay, this feels like a tricky one.
It's a delicate balance for sure.
Yeah.
You want to show that you understand mindset, but you don't want to sound like you have all the answers.
Oh.
Mention specific techniques you use, like cognitive reframing, where you help clients challenge negative thoughts, or maybe visualization exercises to help them build their confidence.
So it's about giving them tools.
Yes.
Not just giving pep talks.
Exactly. You're guiding them to discover their own strength, not just forcing your beliefs on them.
Okay.
And here's a tip.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to share your own struggles.
Oh.
Have you ever struggled with self-doubt?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Who hasn't?
Right. Sharing that vulnerability can really create a connection with the interviewer.
Okay.
It shows that you get it.
That's a great tip.
Yeah.
So authenticity over perfection.
Okay, I'm getting it. All right, let's try this one. How do you measure the success of your coaching sessions?
Okay.
Isn't success kind of subjective, though?
You're right. It absolutely is. And that's exactly what you should say.
Okay.
This question is testing whether you understand that coaching is nuanced.
Okay.
It's not about you.
Right.
It's about how the client defines success.
Okay, so how do I actually say that without sounding vague?
Explain how you work with your clients to set those SMART goals that we talked about. You track their progress and gather feedback. Mention specific tools you use, like progress trackers or journaling prompts. This shows off your organization skills and your attention to detail.
So it's about being collaborative.
Exactly.
Not just saying, I have all the answers.
You're a facilitator.
Right.
A guide, not a guru.
I like that.
Okay. Next one. How do you handle difficult or resistant clients?
Ooh, good one.
Because let's be real, not everyone is going to be easy to work with.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's where you get to show off your emotional intelligence.
Okay.
Emphasize your communication skills. And your ability to stay calm under pressure. You could say, I always start by acknowledging how they're feeling and try to see things from their perspective. Then give a specific example of a time you dealt with a tough situation. It doesn't even have to be from coaching.
Got it. So I'm showing that I can handle conflict and that I'm professional and emotionally mature.
Exactly. You're demonstrating resilience. And that you can set boundaries.
Good to know. All right. Next question. How do you stay current with the latest coaching techniques and practices? This one seems a bit easier.
It does seem more straightforward, but remember, even with easy questions, you can always go deeper. Don't just list books and podcasts. Explain why you chose those resources and how they've changed how you coach.
Okay, so I'm showing I'm committed to learning. And that I want to be the best coach I can be.
Exactly. You're not just checking boxes. You're actively trying to grow.
Okay, I like that. So it's like RoleCatcher's AI, always learning and getting better.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, how can RoleCatcher help me stand out when I'm applying for these jobs?
Oh, that's where RoleCatcher really shines.
Okay.
Remember how we talked about tailoring your responses to each job?
Yeah.
Their AI can actually analyze job descriptions and suggest keywords to use in your resume and cover letter.
No way.
And make sure you're speaking their language.
So it's like having a personal brand strategist.
Exactly. It's not just about fixing typos.
Wow.
It's about making sure you're showing off your best skills and experience.
Okay.
And there's more.
Really?
RoleCatcher's AI can even analyze your practice interviews
Shut up.
and give you feedback.
Wow.
It's like having a virtual coach.
That's amazing.
For your interview prep.
I can already see how that would make me more confident.
It's about getting specific support.
Yeah.
That helps you stand out.
Okay.
But we're not done yet.
Okay.
We still have more questions to unpack.
Right.
And some interesting things from RoleCatcher's career guide to talk about.
Bring it on. I'm feeling more prepared already.
That's what we want to hear. Okay, so let's get back to those interview questions. The next one is all about making connections. How do you establish trust and rapport with clients?
Ooh. That feels like the foundation of any good coaching relationship.
It is.
I would probably talk about things like active listening, empathy and creating a safe space where people feel comfortable.
Those are all super important, but it's not just about what you say.
Okay.
It's about how you say it, too.
Right, like body language and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about your eye contact, your posture, your tone of voice.
Okay.
Those things all matter.
So it's like I'm showing them I'm trustworthy even before I start talking.
Exactly. It's about creating that space where they feel seen, heard, and understood.
What?
You could even mention specific techniques you use, like mirroring body language or using validating statements to show you're really present with them.
Okay, I'm adding nonverbal magic to my mental checklist.
Good idea.
All right, on to the next one. How do you help clients identify their strengths and weaknesses? Okay, this one feels a little delicate.
Yeah, this is the classic strengths and weaknesses question. It's all about finding that balance.
Right.
You want to be honest and insightful, but you don't want to make them feel judged.
For sure. I don't want to just focus on the negative.
Exactly. Frame it as a journey of self-discovery.
Okay.
Not a judgment session.
I like that.
You can explain how you use different things.
Yeah.
Assessments, self-reflection exercises, maybe even feedback from people they trust to help them get a full picture of themselves.
So I'm facilitating self-awareness, not just telling them what's wrong with them.
Precisely.
Okay, cool. Next one. How do you help clients set achievable goals? This one feels more concrete, which I appreciate.
It is. And this is your chance to show off what you know about setting goals.
Right.
Remember SMART goals.
Yeah.
This is where you can talk about them.
Okay.
Explain how you break down big goals into smaller, more manageable steps.
Right.
That makes them less overwhelming.
And more doable.
Exactly.
Okay. But what about when motivation starts to fade?
Ah, that's a great point. And it leads us to our final question. How do you help clients stay motivated throughout the coaching process?
Yeah, because staying motivated is hard.
It is.
Some days I can barely get myself out of bed.
Right. And your clients will have those days too. So how can you support them?
Yeah.
Talk about the importance of regular check-ins, positive reinforcement, celebrating those milestones.
Even the small ones.
Exactly. Even the small ones.
Okay.
It's about being that constant source of encouragement and accountability.
Yeah.
And don't forget to mention strategies for dealing with setbacks and managing negative self-talk.
Okay.
RoleCatcher talks a lot about resilience, so you can tie that in here.
So it's about giving them the tools to navigate the tough times.
Exactly.
Okay. Wow. We covered a lot of ground. I'm feeling way more prepared for these interviews now.
I'm glad to hear that. But remember, it's not just about memorizing answers.
Okay.
It's about embodying what it means to be a great life coach. Empathy, active listening, a genuine desire to help others.
I like that.
Yeah.
And speaking of helping others, RoleCatcher's Career Guide doesn't just focus on getting the job. It also talks about different career paths.
It does. They outline different stages of a life coach's career, from beginners to seasoned pros.
Yeah. It's interesting to see how the job changes over time.
It is.
I remember reading about that. It starts with those core coaching skills. Active listening, goal setting, helping clients with those initial hurdles.
Yes.
But as you get more experience, it shifts to things like developing coaching programs, managing teams, even becoming a thought leader in your niche.
It shows that there's real growth potential in this career.
Yeah.
You can start with one-on-one coaching, but you could end up leading workshops, training other coaches, or even writing a book.
That's so cool.
It's like RoleCatcher is saying, hey, this isn't just a job. It's a launch pad for a fulfilling career.
I love that.
Yeah.
And they give real-world examples.
I do.
Of what a typical day looks like for coaches at different stages.
Yes.
It's one thing to read a list of responsibilities, but it's another to actually see what the day-to-day is like.
It helps you decide if it's the right fit for you.
Totally. Speaking of fit, RoleCatcher had this interesting point in their career guide.
Oh, yeah.
About the importance of always learning new things.
Always be learning.
Yeah. Even after you get the job.
So important.
They even suggested some unusual resources.
Oh, really? Like what?
Like exploring Stoicism.
Stoicism.
Yeah. Like the ancient Greek philosophy.
Interesting. That caught my eye, too.
I was like, what does that have to do with life coaching?
Right.
But then the more I thought about it,
the
more it made sense.
Yeah.
Stoicism is all about managing your reactions to things. Focusing on what you can control.
Right.
Finding peace in the chaos.
Which is a lot of what life coaches help their clients with.
Exactly.
It's about building that inner resilience
Yeah.
and navigating challenges with grace.
I think RoleCatcher is saying that good life coaches need a strong philosophical foundation.
That's fascinating.
It is. It's like they're encouraging us to go beyond just the trendy techniques and really tap into those timeless principles of human nature.
Exactly. It's about connecting with the deeper meaning of this work.
Yeah. And I think interviewers would appreciate that.
I think so too.
They want to see that you're not just following a script.
Right.
That you really understand people.
And that you're passionate about helping them.
Okay, I'm adding stoicism to my reading list.
Good idea.
So we've talked about interview prep, career paths, philosophical foundations. Is there anything else from RoleCatcher that we haven't covered yet?
Well, they did touch on something that's becoming more and more relevant.
Okay.
The rise of online life coaching.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely a growing trend.
It is, and it presents both challenges and opportunities.
Okay.
On the one hand, you need to adapt your style to coaching online.
Right.
Making sure you can still build rapport through a screen.
Yeah, because that human connection is so important.
It is, but on the other hand,
it
opens up a whole new world of potential clients.
That's true. People who might not have access to in-person coaching.
Exactly.
That's a great point. I'm already thinking about how I would design my virtual coaching space.
Me too.
Like, what tools and technology would I use?
It's something to consider for sure.
Yeah.
The future of coaching is changing. And those who can adapt will thrive.
And you know what?
What?
RoleCatcher's AI can even help with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, their platform is constantly being updated.
That's cool.
To reflect the latest trends, including the shift to online coaching.
Awesome.
They have resources specifically for online coaches.
That's great.
From setting up platforms to marketing yourself.
Wow, they've thought of everything.
They really have. This is making me realize how much technology can help us in our careers.
Absolutely. It's not just about posting on social media.
Right.
It's about using these tools strategically to showcase your expertise and find the right clients.
And RoleCatcher has all of these resources in one place.
Exactly.
So you don't have to be searching all over the internet.
So convenient.
It's amazing. RoleCatcher's like a career growth partner.
I like that.
Not just a job search platform.
They're invested in your success.
Yeah.
Not just getting you a job.
Right.
But building a fulfilling career.
This deep dive has been so helpful.
I'm glad to hear that.
I feel like I have a whole new understanding of what it means to be a life coach.
That's what we're going for.
And how to navigate this constantly changing field.
It's definitely always changing.
Yeah. But before we wrap up, there's one more thing from RoleCatcher that I wanted to highlight.
Okay.
They encourage aspiring life coaches to think about different titles for their roles.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. They had a whole list of alternatives.
Like personal development advisor or transformation facilitator.
Interesting. Why do you think they suggested that?
I think it reflects how the field is evolving. As coaching becomes more popular, we're seeing more specialization.
Right.
So the core principles might be the same, but the focus and branding might be different.
Yeah, depending on the coach's niche.
Exactly. So it's about finding the title that fits you best.
Yes, the one that resonates with your ideal clients.
Okay. So much to consider.
There is.
But I'm starting to feel that quiet confidence we talked about.
That's great.
It's like everything's starting to click into place.
That's the power of preparation.
It really is.
Yeah.
But this is just the beginning.
It is. As you keep exploring this field, you'll discover even more.
Yeah.
The key is to stay curious.
Okay.
Keep learning and never stop growing.
I love that. This deep dive has been so inspiring.
I'm so glad.
I feel ready to tackle these interviews.
That's awesome.
And excited about this career path.
That's what we want to hear.
And remember,
yes,
RoleCatcher is there to help you every step of the way.
They are. They have everything you need
to
research, prepare, and find the right opportunities.
This has been amazing. I've learned so much about life coaching.
Me too.
And I feel so much more confident about those interview questions.
That's great.
But like you said, this is just the beginning.
It is. It's a journey.
Yeah.
Keep exploring. Keep learning.
Okay.
And never stop growing.
And don't forget about those amazing tools from RoleCatcher.
Yes. They can really make a difference.
Okay. So until next time.
Yes.
Keep diving deep. Keep seeking growth.
I love it.
And keep believing in the power of coaching.
Absolutely.
It's interesting, because we always think of life coaching as this like solo thing, but RoleCatcher talks about the importance of community.
They do.
Like they even recommend joining organizations like the International Coaching Federation.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So it's like having a support system and people to bounce ideas off of.
Exactly. It's so valuable to connect with other coaches.
Yeah.
Especially when you're just starting out.
Okay.
You can learn from each other, share best practices, maybe even work on projects together. Plus, being part of a respected organization makes you look more credible.
Right. So it's not just about getting certified.
It's about being part of something bigger.
I hadn't thought about it like that.
And that actually connects to a bigger theme in RoleCatcher's guides.
Okay.
The importance of connection. It's not just about you, the coach.
Right.
It's about being part of this movement. It's all about helping people and making a difference.
I like that. It's like we're all creating these ripples of positive change.
I love that image. And it reminds me of something else RoleCatcher mentioned.
What's that?
The connection between life coaching and other fields.
Oh, yeah. Like music and art.
Exactly. They even had a list of resources from those fields.
I was wondering why they included those.
I think they want us to think outside the box. Like, what can we learn from musicians or artists or athletes?
Okay.
What can we take from their dedication, their creativity, their drive?
Wow. I never thought about it that way.
It's about finding inspiration everywhere.
Not just in traditional coaching stuff?
Exactly. It's about being curious and open to learning from different perspectives, which goes back to what we talked about before.
What's that?
Reading comprehension.
Right.
A good life coach needs to be able to learn from all sorts of things and then use that knowledge to help their clients.
It's about connecting the dots.
Yes.
Seeing the patterns and finding inspiration in the world around us.
Exactly. And that's what makes this profession so exciting.
It really is. It's all about learning and growing.
For you and your clients.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
I feel like I have a whole new perspective on life coaching.
That's great.
And I'm excited to keep exploring this path.
That's wonderful. And remember, the journey is just as important as the destination.
Right.
Enjoy the process.
Okay.
Embrace the challenges and the opportunities that come your way.
I will. And for our listeners, if you're feeling inspired to learn more about life coaching, check out RoleCatcher's Career and Interview Guides.
They're a great place to start.
They have so much information and resources.
They really do.
To help you get started on this amazing journey.
Absolutely. And don't forget about their AI-powered tools.
Yes, those can be a game changer.
They can help you stand out.
Yeah.
And land your dream coaching job.
Okay, so until next time, keep diving deep, keep seeking growth.
Yes.
And keep believing in the power of coaching.
I love that.